Hey everybody, I don't know how many times I've done this, but I'm going to do it again. I'm going to show you guys how I make my molds. I've probably done this 10 times over the years. There's probably about 5 videos on YouTube for my different accounts. I can't even get into half my accounts now because they're on old cell phones where I don't even have a password. So I keep putting new videos up. So here I'm going to show you guys how to make tiles, how to make a mold. I mean, you have to have the tile carved first. And you can do a real primitive carving of just something very primitive, or you can do something very more intricate. It's like the sky's the limit, as long as you have an idea. And in my mind, if you have a collection in your mind of what you want to create, and a general size that maybe people can incorporate in backsplashes, but then tourists would like just as much. I started with nature. I have over 1,000 designs now, molds of each design. I can recreate as many of it as I want of each one. I bought a press and then I learned how to make dies on my own, which is more complicated. But if you want to learn how to do it, again, this took me 18 years to get to this point. I started with my first couple of years. I maybe carved 25 designs, and then it just, this is just all that I do. I'm an artist, so. As you see, this is my temporary kind of studio now. This isn't where I originally started making them. So I'm here in the backyard. I have a particle board on the ground and a frame that I made. Real simple frame, just made out of wood. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's nice to start with things perfect, but once you get to know how to make a mold, you can see this isn't exactly straight. It's a little crooked. It doesn't matter. If you're going to be a perfectionist and you want everything, all your molds to go up on your shelf and fit all perfectly, that's up to you. But like I've said before, you if you're just working in your studio by yourself, just getting the job done is more important than making everything perfect and neat sometimes, especially when you're an artist. Now, if I had a business where I had multiple employees and people were coming and going and other people were using the tools and equipment and things needed to be organized, that's different. But if you're just by yourself, at some point you just got to get the job done. And I know a lot of artists that don't get anything done because they spend all their time making everything organized and neat, and then they waste a whole bunch of time. So I'm going to put my camera here. I'll talk to you here while I do this. I'm going to pour plaster in here, so this is loose, so I'm going to screw this down really quick. Plaster starts off being liquid, so if this isn't screwed down, it'll just float. So I'm just going to screw it down, and then I'm going to pack it with clay on the edges to form a dam so nothing leaks out of the gap in the bottom. Just 2 screws, like I said. You get so good at this that it just becomes this just a very, it's just a routine. Speed becomes a necessity. So I'm going to set my tiles down in here. Now, it's a lot of common sense is involved in this. If there's particles and crap in here that could float onto your mold, sweep it out. You want the tiles lying flat as possible. How much space do you want in between the tile and the mold? An inch is good. I've done it before where there's been almost no space. If you're big and strong like me, you don't have to worry about how much, you know, how much the molds weigh. This little mold here will weigh about 5 pounds, maybe maybe less than 5 pounds when it's finished. So when I'm moving, you know, when I pull it out and I put it on the shelf and it dries. So it doesn't matter, you know, if you're saving money and you want to make you want to make a bag of plaster last as long as you can. That's a different story. Okay, so the next step for me is going to be to pack the gap with clay. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to come back and then we're going to pour the plaster. So I'm going to stop this video.